So the day has finally come and we're gonna get started on the E46. One thing I did forget to order are the ABS sensors, but I will get those ordered today and we'll throw them on as soon as they get here. But for now, we're gonna pull out the 135, get it out of the garage so we can have some working space. And then we're gonna get started on the E46. Yep. So we are gonna get started. I'm not gonna bore you with your regular, how to change a strut video. There are plenty of videos out there on YouTube. Unfortunately, I see it pointless to try to do a video on how to replace a strut and shock on an E46 wagon. I am gonna walk you guys through basically the what to do parts. I'm not gonna walk you step by step on how to do it. It's pretty self-explanatory, but I will show you guys what bolt needs to be removed, what needs to be done, and I'm just gonna time lapse it and get it done. That's the goal for today, to replace all this shocks and struts and get it done as soon as possible. So let me walk you guys through exactly what needs to be removed in order to get this done. So for beginners, there are 3 bolts that you can access through your engine bay to get to the top of the strut. Just 3 bolts, super simple. That is a no-brainer. Next, we're going to be removing the brake pad sensor that is connected behind the strut. You're going to be removing your end link here, and then releasing a bolt that is basically right there to open this up. We'll pull it out. And that's pretty much it. So before we get started, before removing any bolts or anything like that, I am going to spray a little bit of PB Blaster for the simple fact that it is an older vehicle, so it's full of dirt and grime and possibly some rust. The previous owner said he did replace the outer tie rods, which I can tell, but just better safe than sorry. That way we don't, force any bolt out and then snap it or something. So better safe than sorry. We'll spray it on all the bolts and nuts that we're going to be removing, and hopefully it makes our job a lot easier. So right off the bat, first issue that we had, I'm not going to try to cover it up, make it seem like it was easy peasy. It was a little frustrating. I know there is plenty of times personally that I've YouTube how to DIY something, and it turns out that it was a lot harder than they made it seem in that 5-minute clip. And I'm not gonna cover it up and make it seem like I took this off like a professional, because I am no professional. But I am gonna show you guys the first hiccup I had. So on the end link, you're supposed to turn it with the wrench and put what would it be, like an Allen key in there to the size. Unfortunately, the previous owner did strip it Not blaming him completely, but I did try to save it, grab it, hammer it in, and then loosen it. Unfortunately, it did not work, and I stripped it even worse. But I decided to just release the end link from the bottom, connect it to the sway bar. I'm just gonna remove the whole thing. The end link is probably 20 bucks at O'Reilly's. I have one 2 minutes away. So I'm not gonna mess with it now. I'm just gonna remove everything. Once I notice, if there's anything else I'll need, I'll make one trip to O'Reilly, purchase it, throw it on, call it a day. But yeah, essentially that was my first hiccup. It took me 30 minutes, full simple being that I didn't want to ruin it, and I ended up making it worse. So yeah, so that's the first hiccup. We're gonna continue to remove everything else and move on from there. Hopefully no more freaking, E46 trouble, but let's go ahead and finish. This is the new H&R lowering spring. We ran to O'Reilly's and got the new, stopper. I didn't get the end links for the simple fact that I had to order it. They were making me pay shipping when I figured it was free to ship it to the store. So essentially I was paying like $100 for end links. So I decided to just get them off eBay, and they'll be here like sometime this upcoming week. So I'll put everything on except the end links on both sides, but that's an easy thing to do. I won't lower it until I get it, get the end links installed. But meanwhile, we're gonna knock out everything else, so that way when they do come in, we'll be able to throw them on, put it on the ground, and see the ride height. Hopefully it's nothing crazy. Hopefully it doesn't make it like a monster truck and it throws off the fitment that I'm looking for. But then again, it's not gonna be a stance car or anything, so I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, so next up, we're gonna throw on the lowering spring. Oh, look at that, already backwards. But yeah, we're gonna throw this on. And what I'm gonna use to compress this, so you can get these, well, you can even rent them out from O'Reilly's, or like whatever auto parts store really. I'm gonna go ahead and compress this, put the top hat back in, and then throw the strut back in and start doing the same thing to the other side, and hopefully get the rears done by today and go on from there. But yeah. So as I was about to start on the second side, on the passenger side, I did notice something that slipped past me, and that's totally my fault. I did rush through the inspection on checking out what was wrong with the E46, and as I was starting on the second side, I noticed something else was wrong, and let me show you guys. So, as you can see, right, that front axle, boom, the bushing completely destroyed. So I did go ahead and order that, added it to the end link order and the ABS sensors, so that should be here sometime this week. But for now, we're gonna get started on the rest of the suspension, and we'll just have to do that sort of like a part 1 and part 2 of the video or the series, so that's fine. More content, I guess, but yeah, it just sucks. I really wanted to get this car on the ground, drive it, get it aligned, but it is what it is. We'll work with what we got. So yeah, let's get this side started. We'll replace it either way. I won't put it back together entirely, since I do have to remove the strut in order for the axle to come back out. So I'll just leave it halfway, that way when it comes time to replacing the axle, it'll be easy in and out. So this side is done. The new lowering spring is in. Yes, I know it is not facing the right way. Boom, there you go. But anyways, yeah, I'm leaving this here. All new lowering spring. Actually, let me show you how bad this strut was on the other side. What to expect with the cut spring is exactly this. That's it. There's no absorbing any sort of shock from the suspension or anything like that. It's just dead. It's completely dead. So So we are gonna start taking this apart. It is a mess back here. Honestly, stuff that I hadn't even noticed when I bought the car. I didn't really look much into it. Just figured it was one I wanted, whatever. Anyways, so yeah, we're gonna take the bottom part off. We are gonna have to remove all these push clips here, and from there, just continue to disassemble. It is gonna be a mess from what I've seen, so I'll try to time lapse it and let's do it. Okay, so we got the top portion done. Honestly, I don't know why the guy on the video I looked at made it seem so hard. He removed all that stuff, the rear seats. I mean, I kind of see it, I kind of don't. But thanks to him, I was able to kind of get an idea of what to look for. So yeah, just the clips along the line here, this pillar, so that this one could be released. And that way the carpet liner could come out, because it sits on that right there, so you have to be able to pop it up and down. So yeah, that's the hardest part. And yes, like I was saying, the only way to access this would be removing all of this wiring here, which I think it's extremely stupid. But yeah, I can feel it right here. Those two nuts are right there, 2 bolts right there. So we're just gonna cut through here, make a little opening, make it kind of nice, and get access to this. So yeah, what we're gonna do is just cut right there. Gonna cut a little bit more downward, and we'll have full access to this top portion there. So we've removed the old rear shock. This thing is destroyed. I mean, essentially all the suspension is basically toast. Yeah, this thing ain't even coming back up, so that really tells you how enjoyable that 2-hour drive was when I picked this up. But I have the new lowering spring ready to go. We are about to lower the jacks so that we can put the lowering spring in and pretty much, yeah, clean it out a little bit. Look at this. This is still part of the old spring still in here. This is insane. Okay. Look at that. Just snapped off. All right, whatever. We'll pop it out, clean that up, put it back in. So we were able to install the rear lowering springs, rear shocks. Unfortunately, like I said, I can't get it on the ground because I am waiting on that passenger side axle, the end links, the ABS sensors. So for now, the car is just gonna stay the way it is. Until we get all those parts, I probably won't do anything else to it. My priority right now is getting the suspension. Once I can get it moving, I'll start working on the interior. I still don't know exactly how I'm gonna tackle the interior. I'm pretty lazy when it comes to trying to do upholstery, because E46 headliners are really famous for this sagging, fabric. So we'll see what happens. I might just try to source another set of headliner that it's not sagging, so I can, paint it like I did with the 135. Maybe not. We'll see. It's been a long day. Unfortunately, that was all we were able to do. I was hoping that we could get it on the ground, but it is what it is. I should have prepared better. I should have checked it better, but that is my fault. We live, we learn. So that's going to be all for today, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And for those guys that are keeping up with the wagon series, I am leaning towards painting the wagon. I want to try to experiment and test myself with body work. It doesn't need anything major, but I do want to do the paint job myself. Not gonna be entirely by myself, but I do have a friend that does all my sister's body work, and he is willing to guide me and help me and walk me through the process. So that's possibly debating how it goes. Let's definitely one of the highest options right now that I'm leaning towards. Debating on like respraying it in black, not sure. I was thinking gloss black, leaving the chrome trim, going with the chrome grills, and kind of give it like an OEM plus look. Not sure yet, because I will be unsatisfied with the door jambs not being all the way done, but it is a budget build. It is going to get resold, and I'm also thinking about the resale value when it comes to the door jambs not matching. So we don't know yet, we'll see. But that is all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Share this to your buddies, and thank you for watching.